Hey there, this is Alchemist.camp, where we learn Elixir and eventually Phoenix by building things. Last time, we built out our very first project, which is this guessing game module you see right here, and I gave you a challenge. That challenge was to see if you could make a program that asks the user's name and then greets them by name and has a special response for users who enter your name. And here is my solution to it. I called the module greeter, and as you can see, everything is happening inside one function that's called start. And I've used only Elixir language features that were introduced last video in lesson 1, so many of you may have actually written something almost identical to this. Let's go through it line by line and then open up IEX and poke around with it a bit. First is io.gets. Gets stands for getString. So this string that we pass into the function is what it prompts the user. It'll say, hi there, what's your name? Then this \n is a new line. Then whatever they type gets saved into this name. Now that's going to include a carriage return. So if they type in the name Sam, they're actually typing in SAM and then hitting enter. But we don't want that new line, so we use string.trim on the name, which will change SAM new line into SAM. And depending on what the value of this is, if it's Mark, we'll give this special response, and if it's anything else, it will respond with hi, whatever name was typed in, and it's nice to meet you. Now it is worth pointing out this name is not the same as this one. Go into a little bit more detail in a couple minutes. Let's open up IEX. I'm in Windows and using PowerShell, and so I'm going to type IEX.bat since PowerShell already has a command called IEX. Then the name of the module, so greeter, or the name of the file, greeter.ex, and that will compile the file. So we've got the compiled module available to us right off the bat. So greeter.start. Hi there, what's your name? Sam. Hi Sam, it's nice to meet you. Hi there, what's your name? Mark. Wow, Mark is my favorite name. I was programmed by someone named Mark. So as you can see, everything is working as expected. Back to this name, if we change this to just some variable, say we call it trimmed, because this is the input that's been trimmed, save it. Now this name is going to refer to this name, which is the same as this one, because we haven't reassigned it. Recompile the module. So C is for compile, then greeter.ex is the name of the file. And now let's try this again. Sam. Now it says, hi, Sam, new line, it's nice to meet you. So we used string.trim, and we captured the value it returned, which is this trimmed variable, but we didn't use it. We just used the original name, so that didn't work. And if we do string.trim of Sam \n, now we've actually got what we wanted. So we could change this to string.trim, or we could just say trimmed, and it still works. I think the way it was before, with just name and all four, is perfectly fine. You could also maybe call this one input, and then this would be name, be a separate variable. But it's actually pretty common in Elixir to reassign variables. And remember, Elixir is functional and variables are immutable, but you can basically reuse a variable name. So this is a new variable, it just happens to be the same name, and now it's bound to this string instead of being bound to whatever came back from io.gets. All right, how else could we improve this? Well, we're repeating the name Mark 3 times here, and maybe if I were to turn this over to another programmer, we'd want to just be able to conveniently change that without hunting through the file and making every change independently. And I know it's a ridiculously simple toy problem, but what you could do is use a module attribute that starts with an @ sign. Call this one author. Then don't use an equal sign, just type in the value. So do like so, and now we can refer to author inside the module. And we do the same here. I'm using VS Code, but with many code editors, you can hit Control D to multi-select and then multi-edit. All right, so now it's a little bit more maintainable. Now this is getting a little bit long. Actually, let's see, it's column 102. That's longer than almost any coding conventions allow. So we definitely want to break this up or shorten the line somehow. First thing we could do is just go to the next line for the other clauses of the case statement. Generally, you should either put all of them on the next line or put all of them on the same line. And in this case, we are at 93 columns. If we needed it still shorter than that, then we could break it into two strings. We could concatenate these two strings, and this is the same thing as we did this. Now this is nowhere near 80 lines. And finally, we have a case statement with only 2 branches. So it would make a lot of sense to change this into an if else end, or at least that's what a lot of people would do. So we can just do that right here. If string.trim of name equals author, then we're going to do this, and otherwise we're going to do this, and it looks like we have some extra space, and maybe in this case we don't even need to bother with the concatenation anymore. We're at 91 lines. Well, it's kind of a value judgment. So this makes total sense, although actually we don't have a name here anymore. This name is the same as this one, so we could also just rebind name up here. Name equals string dot trim of name, or we could use the pipeline operator, which will take whatever is here and then pass that into the function. So just string.trim like so. And in fact, we can put that on the same line. So now the string is being gotten and then trimmed, and then that's what name is set to. We never have the new line in the name at all, and we don't even need those parentheses, since anything coming after the pipe is definitely a function. And change this to name, and we should be good. Let's give this a try in the console. Compile greeter.ex. Hi there, what's your name? Alex. Hi Alex, it's nice to meet you. This works just as well. You've seen a few different ways to solve this. I'll see you next video, and until then, code on.